Good morning, gamers. This is Mark with your Ohio Hammer RNR for the week ending October 7th, 2012. To start things off this week, Crocodile Games goes ahead and releases their Abomination 2 kit in their War Gods line for $24.95. This guy is 4 pieces and comes on a 40 by 40 base. I think this would be, a really cool piece for Tomb King players. Moving on, Dark Age goes ahead and releases to the general public their first expansion book, Devastation, which introduces the Core faction. The Core are up on the Dark Age website to view, but they are not available to purchase yet. So I will be holding off on the Core for just a little bit. But what they have released for October already are Phaedrus and Maximo for $17. The Dragiri Spirit Lord of the Aircast, also for $17. Also, coming in at $60, you get the Scarred Abomination. And finally, the Scarred get a set of 3 bolas for $20. So go ahead and check out Dark Age. It's a really good game. I highly recommend it. Cromlech gives us fat orc torsos. If you want your orcs to be slightly overweight, eating too many squigs or space marines, $9.30 will get you a set of 6, I believe. Privateer Press has went ahead and released in plastic the Warpborn Skinwalkers from Circle of Obros. The set will come in at $44.99, and these are the same Skinwalkers that appear in the Hordes 2-player starter set. I'm really of two minds here. When you consider that for $100 you can get the Skinwalkers and then the Blighted Ogrins, as well as the starter set for Circle and Legion and the miniature rulebook, I almost wonder if it might just be easier, instead of buying a unit of Skinwalkers, to just buy the 2-player starter box and even eBay off the other parts. The other thing is there's just a vague marine feel in some of these. I almost wonder if you could modify them up with backpacks to be used in some sort of odd Space Wolf conversion army. Maybe do them as the Terminators, since they are on 40mm bases. It would just be really kind of cool to see if somebody could pull that theme off. Moving on into Puppets War, they go ahead and give us the Iron Mutant head and pad set. This comes with 5 heads with steel kind of, riveted to their face, as well as 10 shoulder pads. And this set will set you back €10. Also, Puppets War has just recently decided to go with a flat rate international shipping for €4. So, previously when I've talked, or even, just thinking about doing alternative miniatures, like we just discussed on the second founding, was for Puppets War, they were doing a shipping rate per piece. And the shipping could get relatively ridiculous really quickly. Well, Puppets War has obviously decided that was a common complaint and managed to get a really good deal to offer international shipping, like I said, for €4. So hopefully that will start to alleviate some of the concerns that people have ordering some awesome Puppets War conversion bits. Raging Heroes has went ahead and released Skyra the Blood Mistress. Very dark elfy themed, It might even be usable as both a Dark Elf for Warhammer Fantasy, as well as a Dark Eldar for 40k. She comes with a sword and shield, or 2-sword option, or a 1-sword pointing hand version for €13. Cybor has went ahead and, in the month of October, put out a promo piece to celebrate Halloween. They're putting out, I believe they're calling it Frankenstein, a Space Marine-esque figure with his head had been cut open and sewed back shut, like you'd expect from Frankenstein. The cool thing about him is for any order of $60 or more, you get the free Frankenmarine. Spartan Games has quite a few options for this month. First up, they're doing the Dystopian Wars campaign guide, the Storm of Steel, and if you order it through the Spartan Games website, I believe within the next week, you can go ahead and get an infantry token set as well as a bunch of dice. Now, this campaign book will clock in at £20 British. And they've also started to show off some of the Dystopian Legion starters, boxes, and individual models. The starters range between £40 and £42 British. I did show off the contents of these last week or the week before. But then they're also giving us a set of 6 model infantry packs for $15. These will cover Blazing Sun, Britannia, Prussian Empire, and the Federated States of America. Also, for £7.50, they're releasing 2 model packs. Musicians, medics, spotters. There seems to be, one blister, if you will, for each faction at this point. Spellcrow has went ahead and put out a set of orc bodies. You get 3, kind of a feral-looking orc body for just under €9. Also, and I didn't get a picture of this, they have an orc doctor upgrade. You can get one arm has a syringe, the other has a cybernetic saw. There's the head, the backpack, and the loincloth. And again, that is just under €9 for that pack. Warlord Games is showing off a new Panzer tank variant for bolt action, the Panzer IV-D. You can get a single tank for $32, or you can buy a platoon of 3 for $88. And last week I talked a little bit about Bolt Action's box set, Assault on Normandy. I did find the price, and that will be $92. And finally, I found a really neat green from one of the Wreckage miniatures, the Wastrel. I assume that this will be one of the models that tied in with the Kickstarter. So guys, that's all we have for RNR this week. And guys, I will see you next week.